Many people's methods of killing rabbitry are incorrect because they do not understand the habits of rabbitry. So how can we kill rabbitry well? Hello, I'm Wan Chui. Today I'll show you in detail maintenance techniques of rabbitry so that you can understand the habits of rabbitry. Let's go. Okay, this is a rabbitry. Firstly, lighting requirements. Many people think that rubber trees are shade-loving plants and prefer to keep them indoors, but this is actually wrong. Rubber tree is a typical sun-loving plant. In a sunny environment, it grows rapidly and more branches and grows more vigorously. On the contrary, the lack of light can cause rubber tree to grow slowly, with yellowing leaves and easy leaf shading. Therefore, keeping rubber tree outdoors and receiving sufficient light is a better choice. But what if you can only keep them indoors? So, I suggest that your rubber tree must be placed against the window. The closer it is to the window, the better. And the part of the rubber tree should be rotated every half month. Why do you do this? Because if the flower part is not moved, only one side of the leaves can face in the window and receive sunlight, while the other side of the leaves has no sunlight. This can cause one side of the leaves to grow well and the other side to grow poorly. Therefore, rotating the leaves every half month can allow all of them to receive balanced sunlight. The second point is watering. How to water the rubber tree? We need to avoid watering too much, which can cause water accumulation and root rot. We also need to be careful not to severely lack water, which can lead to leaf wilting. Therefore, we need to water appropriately. How to achieve proper watering? I will show you a technique called the soil touching and watering method. It means to touch the soil with your hands before watering. If the soil is very damp, do not water it, because watering it with water can easily cause root rot. However, if you touch the soil with your hands and find it very dry, then you can water it. By using this watering method, you can ensure that every watering you give is when the rubber tree needs water, which can conform to its growth habits in the long run and help you care it well. However, there is another detail to pay attention to, as most people will place a tray at the bottom of the flower pot like this. Okay? We must ensure that there is not a large amount of accumulated water in the tray after watering. If there is water, it needs to be poured out to keep the tray dry. If the tray accumulates too much water for a long time, it's easy to cause root rot. The third point is to change the flower pot. Many people make mistakes when it comes to changing the pots, and once they do, it can easily kill the rubber tree. There are three common mistakes that people make. The first is that changing pots frequently is wrong. Rubber trees do not need to change pots frequently. Changing pots too frequently can repeatedly affect the root environment and be detrimental to plant growth. The second mistake is to immediately change the part of the rubber tree that has just been brought home. This is not correct because the rubber tree has not yet adapted to the family environment after buying it home, and changing the part will disrupt its growth rhythm. Therefore, after buying it home, it is necessary to keep it at home for at least 1 month before changing the pot. The third mistake is choosing too large flower pot. Now, if your rubber tree is seedling, changing to a too large flower pot will cause excessive water accumulation in the soil and root rot. Therefore, growing flowers is not necessarily better if the flower pot is larger. If you need to change to a larger flower pot, you should gradually increase the size of the flower pot rather than immediately change it too large. Otherwise, it is easy to accumulate water and root rot. Okay, the fourth point is breathability. Raising a rubber tree requires a breathable environment, and a place with fresh air circulation is easier to care it well. So, on the contrary, if you keep a rubber tree in a closed environment, such as an enclosed indoor or balcony, it is prone to yellowing leaves and rotting. But what if our home has a closed balcony? So your rubber tree must be placed close to the window to get more fresh air, and the amount of watering should be reduced, because watering too much in enclosed air can easily cause water accumulation and root rot. Finally, you need to frequently open windows for ventilation and allow the air in your home to circulate regularly, which will have a great positive effect on its growth. Okay, the fifth point, fertilization. Rubber trees do not require high levels of fertilizer, and even if you do not fertilize them, they can be maintained normally. But if you want a rubber tree to grow faster and more lush, fertilization is also essential. The fertilization method is very simple. We can prepare some compost fertilizer and sprinkle a little into the flower pot every month, which will greatly promote the growth rate of the rubber tree. Okay, sixth point, winter maintenance. We need to be clear that rubber trees are very sensitive to cold. If the temperature is below 10 degrees Celsius, rubber tree will suffer from frostbite, manifested as withering and shedding of leaves. If the temperature remains below 5 degrees Celsius for a long time, rubber trees are easily frozen to death. Therefore, in winter, we need to keep it warm and maintain a temperature of at least 10 degrees Celsius, which will be more secure. In addition, the amount of watering in winter needs to be reduced. We should wait for the soil to dry before watering a small amount to avoid root frostbite caused by excessive watering. Seventh point, how to trim. During the growth process of rubber trees, there are two pruning techniques that we need to pay extra attention to. Firstly, if the rubber tree shows yellowing, we need to trim off the yellowed parts of the leaves. It's best not to leave them unattended. Otherwise, these yellow leaves can easily spread to other healthy leaves. Secondly, if your rubber tree only grows upwards without branching, we can trim off the top branches of the rubber tree like this. Okay, which will force it to grow new branches and achieve the goal of increasing the crown width of the rubber trees, like this. Okay, that's all for the video. I hope that's helpful to you. I'm One Tree. Goodbye.